Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
A blind piano tuner was forced to hand over £185,000 of inheritance from his late mother after being ruthlessly targeted by fraudsters. Mark Best, 55, was said to have been played like a violin by predatory sales director Mark Stanner. During a callous 4-year campaign, heartless Stanner duped Mr. Best into believing he owed cash for promoting his business services online. Using a call center company in Manchester as a front, Stanner, 42, bombarded Mr. Best with phone calls, emails and texts, as well as pressuring his victim with aggressive threats from people claiming to be debt enforcers. The shameless fraudster even warned Mr. Best that bailiffs would arriving at the 55-year-old's home in Basingstoke, Hampshire, within the hour to seize possessions and change the locks if he didn't stump up the money. A desperate Mr. Best ended up borrowing a whopping £30,000 from friends and family after purchasing Braille software to read a string of fake invoices which gave him as little as 30 minutes to pay. The situation became so dire, the disabled 55-year-old even evicted his own uncle from the house his mother had left him in order to sell it and raise cash to pay back the bogus debts. Mr. Best, who has been blind since birth, had been left virtually penniless by the time police were finally called in to investigate the case. When he was tracked down, Stanner, who calls himself the Window Wizard, claimed to have squandered the money on gambling and drugs. However, pictures on Facebook showed him enjoying a string overseas holidays in Turkey and the Middle East with his unwitting fiancée Gail Spink and her children during the course of the fraud between January 2017 and July 2021. It emerged Stanner, from Droysdale, Greater Manchester, was able to target Mr. Best as the victim's phone number and email appeared on his business website and social media pages. He also recruited friends and family to use their bank accounts to field the victim's cash, including his sister Martina Turner, 44, who allowed £31,000 of Mr. Best's cash to go through her account. Mr. Best, who lives with his wife Chris, who is also blind, said his life had been destroyed by Stanner's deception, with his intimidating and aggressive bullying tactics having badly affected them financially and emotionally. My trusting nature has now been taken full advantage of by those who see fit to con vulnerable people purely out of greed for their own self-centered financial gain, he said. My piano tuning business has been operating for over 30 years, and being blind from birth, I have to trust those with whom I have contact, and I base my work on trust, honesty, and integrity. Clearly those involved in this scam do not operate under the same high level of morality, that is, if they have any morals at all. They surely must regard causing financial and emotional stress in this way as some kind of joke. Stanner has since been jailed for 5 years and 4 months after he admitted conspiracy to defraud. Mr. Best added he had been easily traced by his tormentor after advertising his business online. He was first targeted by a call from a mobile number, claiming he owed money for alleged outstanding advertising costs, Mr. Best said. Soon, he received texts demanding money at short notice, warning of removing me from databases. The con ramped up to the point he would be bombarded by calls on any day of the week, including weekends and late evenings. Then, the fraud became more sinister, with aggressive threats from people claiming to be debt collection agencies or people working on behalf of the police threatening to seize his home. This led both my wife and I to fear what could happen to us and our home, Mr. Best said. We were sent into numerous panic attacks because we were both made to feel unsafe in our own home. Describing the fraud, Mr. Best, who has been blind since birth, continued. One bogus demand was for £4,000 to be paid within the hour, whilst on several occasions bullying tactics were used, displaying rudeness, aggression and impatience if requests for money were not paid in as little as half an hour. If I know I owe money, it is always in my nature to pay it as quickly as possible. Every payment I made in this case was done under pressure, but in the belief each request to be genuine and due to not having the ability due to my disability.